In this video, we will study the work done by an elastic force, and we will study also how much is the elastic potential energy. It should be elastic potential energy, cancel is. Okay, so again, we need to recall the principles of finding work done by a force. So, as usual, we have this Cartesian x and y as a reference point, and the particle moves from point A and moves at point B because we have the applied force. So therefore, the object was displaced from point A to point B. Now, the position of the particle is RA, and we have the position in the final as RB. So therefore, since we have the change in position, then therefore, work is done on the body. So, how much is the work done by a force? By the work done by the force moving from A to B. So therefore, at any point along the curve, and the object has this force, okay? So tangent to the curve, or this is now in the position at any r without subscript is at any position along the curve. Tangent to the curve is our infinitesimal change in position, a very very small change, and the angle from the position towards the force is angle P. So therefore, calculating work done, it should be the dot product of the force and the infinitesimal change. Dot product, okay? So take note, this is infinitesimal, so therefore work done should be also an infinitesimal. So integrating both sides, again, this is the result. This is the definition of work done: integral from initial position towards the final, and it should be F dot dr, dot product. Okay. Again, this is scalar quantity. The unit is joules or big letter J, and 1 J joule is 1 Newton meter. Okay. The spring wire. Spring wire. Take note, our task is to calculate the work done by elastic, and the spring has the ability of has an elastic property. Okay, spring is it has an elastic property. So suppose this is a spring. Okay, one end was fixed on the wall, and we have this as the free end. Now at this point, there is no force applied on it, so therefore this should be the stable position of the spring, uncompressed, unstretched length. Okay, so call this as our reference line. So what will happen if you are applying a force on the spring? Let us say moving towards this. Call this as a positive force. Let us say this is our x, positive x. So therefore, applying positive force, this is greater than 0. So what will happen is the spring will be what? Will be stretched. So remember that this one level is, this is where that there is no stretching, or there is no displacement of the spring, or spring displacement. So after application of force, this will be stretched. Okay, so we have this as the stretch length, or this is a positive x, because we assume that positive going to this direction. So why is it the spring was displaced? Because of this force. Okay, remember that this force is not a constant force. Unlike before, that force, when you apply a force on the block, you can always assume if you maintain your applied force, then you are displacing the object at a constant force. But this one, for the spring, friction force is not a constant. Take note, this is 0, meaning you did not apply anything. So therefore, this is a displacement. If you want to displace the spring, you need to have a force. Okay? If you have a small force, then you have a small displacement. You cannot arrive at the displacement if you have enough force. So in order to have a greater displacement, you need to increase your force. Which means that this force, again, is not a constant force. It varies with displacement. Okay? Now, when you compress this one, okay, this is beyond the unstretched length, x is equal to 0. So in this time, we applied a reverse force. This time, this is a negative force. So therefore, it was displaced in opposite displacement. So call it as negative x. So again, this force again is not a constant force. It varies with displacement. Now, what is the relationship of the force and the displacement of the spring? Okay, one of the mathematician in the name of Robert Hooke, on his Hooke's law, according to him, that the force applied on an elastic on a spring is proportional to the displacement. When we say proportional, the greater the displacement, the greater the force. Yeah, it is true. No, if you want to have greater displacement, you have more efforts to exert, meaning more force in order to displace this at a longer displacement. Okay, so therefore Hooke's law says that the force is directly proportional. When we say directly, the greater the displacement, the greater the force required. Now, in order to make this at an equation line, because mathematicians need the standard equality, because it is a formula, it is an equation. So then, we need something to balance, and we call this as K. Okay? In order to balance, there must be something. We call this as the proportional constant. Okay? To make this an equal sign, so we have the K. But this K is a property of spring. We call this as a spring constant. Okay? So F is the force on the spring applied. It can be positive or it can be negative. Okay, then K is the constant to the spring, meaning different spring materials have different K. So K, or this X is the displacement of the spring. It can be positive, it can be negative. Okay? K is the spring constant. And take note, the unit should be what? The unit should be Newton per meter. Why? Because look at this formula. This will serve as a formula. If you want to know how much is force applied, if you want to displace as a certain distance x, multiply it with k, the result is, that's it. That's the force required. So, suppose given force, you know the force and you know the displacement. Okay? So, therefore, you can calculate the k. So, dividing this both sides by x, then the divide force by the displacement, the answer is spring constant. That's why this is Newton per meter, because you are dividing the amount of force by the displacement. Okay, so this is the Hooke's law principle. We need this one. Okay, we need this. Why? Because we will take note. Our task in this video is to calculate work done by elastic force. Take note, this is an elastic force. Why? Because this is the force applied on the spring. Elastic, why? Because when you exert a force on it and release, it will going to return its position. So that's elastic property, behavior of the material. It returns back to the original. If it is beyond the elastic limits, then it won't return. We call it as plasticity limit. But if you apply a force and that force is within the range of elasticity, then it will return back to that position. Okay, so therefore again, remember that the force is K times X, where K is the spring constant, X is the displacement. Okay, going back to the problem. Now, work done, again, to tell you, this is a very, very important formula, because this can be applied any work done. As long as the force and we have a displacement, you can always calculate the work done. Now, today, let us calculate the work done by the elastic material, elastic force. So, okay, now take note, that product means cosine. Again, that means cosine. Cross means sine. So, F dot dr is F cos dr. But take note, always remember that this P angle is the angle from what? From the displacement towards the force of action. And this is the limit. Means this is the initial position and this is the final position. Because this is position, remember, dr is a position. So in this case, take note that our force is the Hooke's law, the kx. So nothing to worry. So therefore, the k should be identified or it should be present. Remember, the spring of the spring constant of the notebook spring is this different from the spring of other material. Okay, let us say, coil, it has a different spring constant. So therefore, it should be identified. Because without the spring constant, you cannot solve for the force. Different material have different constant, spring constant. Okay. So suppose given a spring constant and given the displacement, therefore, we can always find the force at that point. But take note that this force varies with distances. It will keep on increasing along x, and decreasing its or changing its position for the values of x. Okay, so suppose we compress the spring. Suppose initially this is the location of this object or spring. Then after applying a force, it was displaced, and this will be serve as our final position. So it starts from x1 and it end up with x2. So okay, that at any point within this displacement from x1 to x2, call it as x without subscript. At any point from initial towards final, call as x. Now take note that we applied a force on it. So we applied a force on it towards this direction. Okay. Now remember that we have the change in infinitesimal change in position. So therefore, this will be, by the way, dx is the infinitesimal position along x-axis. This time, we are talking about horizontal, so call it as x. So therefore, your dr can be replaced with dx. We have no component along y. We have no component along z, so call it as dx for now. So r be replaced with x. X means at any point along the travel from 1 to 2. So at that point, our infinitesimal is dx. And take note that dx is in this position. Okay, this is decreasing. Okay, meaning it is always away from, because when you release this force, okay, the force is in this direction, and this your dr is in opposite. Why? Because take note that it is reducing its energy. So therefore, the force applied should be of different direction of the displacement. So if you are asked how much is the angle P, now take note the angle P again is the angle from the displacement towards the applied force. So therefore, this should be the angle, and it should be 180 degrees. Okay, just like in gravitational potential energy, the weight and the displacement, okay, it should be, the P should be 180 degrees. So same as in elastic property of material. Okay, so calculating the work done by the elastic, call it as WEL for the elastic. EL means elastic. It is equal to the integral from x1 to x2. Okay, we replace x1 here, r equal to x1, and x2 is the final position. Okay, force now is kx. This is now kx. And the cosine, the angle is 180 degrees. Okay, now evaluate. Take note, cosine 180 is negative 1. K is constant, so we can take it out. Okay, so integrating the k dx, x dx, take note, x dx. So the integral of x dx is x squared over 2. Okay, because you have to add 1 plus 1 to 1 divided by 1 plus 1, 2. Okay, so therefore x squared over 2, this is the integral. If you evaluate the integral of x dx, this will be the result. Basic integration. Okay, limit is x1 to x2. Then evaluate the limit. Okay, evaluate the limit. So upper minus lower. So this should be 1/2 kx squared. K2 means x2 position, final position, squared minus 1/2 k x sub 1 initial squared. Okay, so this is the result after evaluating the limits. Now look at this one again. Take note, this is already work done by the elastic material. Everything is given. K is given, initial position is given, final position is given. So therefore, we can always calculate the work done by gravity if we have this, if we substitute the values here. But let's analyze this one. This is 1/2, the same as 1/2, k the same as k, and the only difference is the subscript 2 and subscript 1. So again, look at this one. We have, this one is the definition of the elastic potential energy. If you remember in the previous, we have the U, work done by gravity. and mgh. Okay, this time for the elastic it should be 1/2 kx. Okay, so the definition of the elastic potential energy or UEL is equal to 1/2 kx, where k is spring constant, x is the displacement. So if you want to calculate how much the displacement of the spring or the energy of the spring at the displacement x, then substitute this formula. That's it. Okay. So again, the unit should be in joules or big letter J. And take note, scalar quantity. Again, it can be zero, it can be positive, it can be negative. It depends upon the value of the spring. If the spring is, okay, take note, this is square. So this is always positive. This is always, the spring provides a negative, a positive always. Why? Because when you square it, it will provide a positive result. So there's no negative for the elastic energy. Same, okay? Whether you have to push it or you have to pull the spring. But take note, there is zero. Why? Because if there is no displacement, there's no energy. Remember that the gravity, compared to gravity, if you have, it is above the reference, positive. If it is below, it is negative. At the reference line, it should be zero. Our reference line here is the unstretched length. So if x is equal to zero unstretched, then the energy should be zero. Whether to push or to pull, energy is the same. Remember. Okay, so going back to this result, this would be what? Replaced by UEL. UEL means the elastic potential energy. 2 means the final. This is the final elastic potential energy, while this one is UEL1 means minus elastic potential energy initial. Okay, so again, final potential is changed. So therefore, the work done by elastic is a change in elastic potential energy. Okay, this is the same as the gravity. So therefore, all potential energy, it should be, the work done is a negative change in potential energy. If it is work done by gravity, it is change in gravitational potential energy. If it is in a potential, it should be a negative elastic potential. It should be elastic potential energy also. If it is electric potential energy, the change of that is work done by electric potential energy. Okay? So this is very important formula because it says that the work done by elastic is a negative change in potential energy. Okay, so let's have this example. A force of 520 Newton keeps the certain spring stretched as a distance of 0.2, which means that if you apply a force on the spring with 520 newtons, the displacement is 0.2. Okay? Which means that if that displacement is not 0.2, this is not 0.2 also, of 520. If it is less than 0.2, then this should be less than 520. If this is greater than 0.2, this should be greater than 520 because take note, Hooke's law, force is proportional to the displacement, directly proportional. Now the question says that what is the potential energy of the spring when it is stretched at 0.2? Take note, okay? But how much is the potential energy at a displacement of 0.2 meter? Letter B. What is its potential energy when it's compressed 5 cm? 5 cm is 0.05 meter. So you are reducing the displacement. So most probably it is less than, it should be less than 520. Okay, to provide a solution of this problem is start it with this figure. Okay. This is a simple analysis. Okay, you are hanging a spring on a fixed wall. The spring was fixed on the wall, on the ceiling, and we have this. It's a hook, something, and this is unstretched length. Meaning there's no force applied on this part. So you have to place the 520. Let's say I have an object. Place at the, then release. What will happen? It will stretch. Okay. So therefore, take note that this is our initial position. Then after applying the 520, it was displaced. And according to the problem, this is how much? This should be zero point 0.2 or 0.20 meters. That's according to the problem. With the force applied by 20, the displacement is 0.2. Okay? So then, take note that our potential energy is 1 half, elastic potential energy is 1 half kx squared. So, again, remember that Hooke's law is kx. Hooke's law is constant times x. So, in this case, take note that we have this force and we have this displacement. In other words, we can calculate the k. Is it necessary to calculate k? The answer is yes. Why? Because we will be calculating energy. Elastic energy is 1 half k squared, so we need the value of k. There's no given k here, but we can calculate. So do it. Solve for k, it should be F over x, so the unit should be Newton per meter. So your F is 520 and your x is 0.20. So simplify, or okay, then this is 2,600 Newton per. This is the value of k. Okay, so therefore, to answer letter A for letter A for x is equal. We are now ready to solve. Why? Because we have this. This is the formula. So you need to substitute the 2,600 here, okay? And this x should be placed here. Square it, whether compression or strict tensile force, displacement, regardless of what kind of displacement is that, it will provide a positive answer. So, substitute the value. 1 half k is 2,600. Displacement is 0.2. Square it. And the answer is 52. 52. What? This is 52 joules. Okay. This is the energy. Once you apply a 520 newtons and it was displaced by 0.2 of this kind of spring whose constant is 2,600 spring constant, then your energy release during the time is 52 joules. Okay, letter B. It was compressed only by 5 cm. So what is 5 cm? Okay, it should be what? 0.05. So 0.05 square it times 2,600 for the constant. Divided by 2, the answer is only 3.25 joules. So therefore, because we have only a small displacement, then you have small energy. Previously is 52, and this one is only 3.25 joules. So therefore, these are the answers to the problem. Calculating the elastic potential energy of the spring. At point 2 is 52 joules. At in 5 centimeter or 0.05, you need only 3.25 joules. Okay? So, that's it. Thank you. See you on my next video.